Hello, this is Bernie with the last part of our seven parts of our This Hour Has 6 Minutes series. This hour has 42 minutes complete. The big guy, the big show. 42 minutes. Anyways, I'm going to talk about hockey. Has hockey encouraged current day globalism to wreck our economies in every country? Is hockey to blame? I say not. But hockey did go through the Iron Curtain back in 1972, the first Canada-Russia series. I was called out of grade 2 with other children to watch the game. It was a first in our society for one country to go play the next in another nation. And we had NHL, the original 6 teams, Boston, Chicago, so forth, Montreal, Toronto, all that, New York Rangers, and all that. Detroit Red Wings, and then it grew. When I was a kid, I remember 16, 17 teams being the norm. But hockey did not create globalism. I would like to hear a modern day statistic. Maybe Ron McLean can do this on one of the sessions on the Sportscast, even though the season's over till, I guess, December 1st or thereabouts. I'd like to hear the breakdown. Don Cherry always used to do that. What percentage of the league is now Canadians? What percentage is Americans, and what percentage is Europeans? And when I was a kid, 90% of the NHL was made up of Canadians, and about 10%, I suppose, was made up of Americans. It's our sport, Canada. And there was the odd European, like, who was there? Yari Curry when I was a late teen, early 20 guy, I suppose. Jaromir Jagr came in later years, those kinds, eh? A few of those guys. Now, I would venture to guess the league isn't much more than, I'd be high if I said 60%, probably 50% Canadians. So we've went globally and made it a global sport. What's next? To start a global NHL and drive the league, the teams based back home again? There is some benefit in interspersing people and cultures, right? We can get along worldwide. People can influence others in a positive direction. But the downside is you always lose jobs at home. So like anything, immigration has to have a proper lever according to job supply. Every Canadian young boy becomes a young man, has a dream to make the NHL, no matter how good or otherwise you try to a certain age, then you might realize your competency isn't there, so you drop out. Others go on and make it. But what do we do now? Hockey is a sport. Maybe there's a positive way we can influence the world with hockey. Hockey in itself will not change the world entirely, but it can do good. You know, it has good virtues, team play, character building, tenacity, how to build strength, how to stand and occupy in tough times, how to have some grit, how to put in the effort to go the extra mile and do your best and dwell with that, all that. But in itself, it will not change the world. I refer to it, and I think it's one of the best sports. But you need a character virtue of the ancient scriptures and the justices that come out of that, the laws and so forth, the truths, and the entirety of God's love that all dwells in the scriptures. You can learn from this, but the question is, what do you believe? Do you believe in that in your economy, and how will you dwell with it today? Will it benefit you in any way? And that's a cause you have to take up on your own. Nobody can tell you that. I forfeiture these scriptural promises and truths from ancient times in the dwelling of my company, in the habitat of it, because these are time-tested truths. And the businesses and companies, I suppose, that do utilize them and dwell in them will continue to do well. And dishonesty will not make it in our times we're in any longer. So we're going forward with that. This is a new day starting the week of October 5th. We're in a new time frame. We referred to it last week about the intersection, making decisions for life and going forward. Let's go forth with that and do a good cause now in all of our economy and society. Everybody has a part. I'm a business consultant, so I think bigger picture like most do, and you want to sure know that you can think when people see you as a business consultant. Otherwise,